5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Indie Wrestling Experience with Bob and John. I am Bob, and I am here. John, what's going on, bud?
Nothing much, man. A little bit of traffic today, so we're doing this remote. So I'm in the car, but it's great to be here with everybody.
Nice to see you.
And since John is, derelict on his duties here, and I had to bring in a ringer, so Rich is back with us. Everybody, welcome Rich Buchholtz back to the show. Rich, what's up, man?
How's it going? Nice to be back. Thank you very much for having me.
Boy, Rich, I know
Hey,
John.
Rich, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I know, Rich, that we've been excited to have you back on because, Homecoming was the 31st, not last week, the week before. And we were anxiously awaiting the results. Started with some pictures rolling in from the steel cage matches. And then the results came in, and we heard about two new champions you crowned at Homecoming. You want to tell everybody about it?
So Stacy Shadows is a new RPW Women's Champion, and Silas Young is the new RPW Men's Champion.
Wow! So both.
Hey, Bob, one for two, buddy. 50-50.
I told you. Listen, I'm telling you, and Rich is not going to admit it on here. He can't. But I'm telling you, the only reason Royal Flava did not win those belts is because one of the guys wasn't there. And I'm sure JDX did a marvelous job stepping in, but that's what I'm sticking with. So I'm not, my prediction isn't wrong. It's postponed to September.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I got you.
They are going forward in September, so maybe they'll win in September.
Whee!
Oh, there we go.
I'm going to save face,
Bob's
man.
got a chance at redemption.
So, Rich, when I was looking at the results, you and I haven't really talked too much about the show since it happened, but I did notice there were some substitutions. So what changes happened at the last minute?
So Alex, his partner, had to bail last second, so that's how JDX got factored into that match. Because it was supposed to be.
I'm never gonna complain when I get to see JDX, man.
JDX has become a fan favorite in Wisconsin.
Every time they have voting for Rich, I vote for JDX. Every time Rich asks me. So I get it.
He actually marketed it on social media. I don't know if you saw it. Like he posted, because he didn't even know about the voting. So he posted it.
Wow.
He took second place. So so he won $30. Casey took first. He took second. Stacy took third.
Nice.
That's awesome. And
so he's like, "What? Okay."
Are you doing that voting moving forward for every event? Because I know it's in place for Destiny. I know there's still voting going on, but is it going to continue?
I wanted to. I enjoy it, and I think the talent enjoys it. It's very competitive because they're starting to realize that you can get the fans behind you, and you can make money doing it.
Right.
So why not do it?
Yeah, I mean 100%, and
I agree. That's awesome.
It's and Rich,
and we gave him the cash. Okay, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say you and I had a conversation before about this, about how just a little extra. This sort of kind of came from an idea where you're thinking to yourself, the talent that puts forth just the tiniest bit of extra effort to promote themselves, it always pays off in ways that maybe they don't see. And now you're doing this in sort of a way to make them see that, like, it's a way that pays off right in front of them. And you can see the ones who are good at doing it. You can see them rise to the top of the voting.
I could see it instantly. And ever since we started the voting thing, especially after this past show, we're getting tagged in a lot of stories. So wrestlers are making a point now of tagging us. And I'm like, if you tag us, I'll share your story. That's never going to be an issue. So tag us in your story. I'll share it.
Yeah, it really becomes a win-win at that point. I mean, I'm glad he's the talent is really starting to see that, and like you said, put that extra effort in. they're getting that, a tangible, like an instant, gratification, the instant reward. But like you said, it's really paying off on the back end for them.
Oh, 100%. Because like a lot of them, coming from the promoter standpoint, a lot of promoters don't want to do anything extra. And I look at it and go, how do you get your talent to want to be on all your shows? This is how you do it.
Yep. And you know what, Rich? You and
like,
sorry, we got a little delay. Go ahead, Rich.
You're good. Pretty much the way I think of stuff is we have 125 wrestlers that have never worked for RPW that are reaching out to us. And
awesome.
Like we're talking people from WWE past, AEW, TNA, MLW, list goes on and on. I can give you one name yesterday that actually reached out to me. I was a little shocked by. Simon Gotch reached out to me.
Oh, cool.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
There's a name I haven't heard in a little bit. That is cool.
And like right now we had to tell them no. Like there's no spots. Like we'll address it a little later on down the road, but like we're already booking stuff for May of next year. That's how far ahead we are in booking.
Nice.
And I can't.
Congratulations, man. That's a good problem to have.
So
it's a great problem to have. It's just one of those. Oh, keep on.
No, I was gonna say. No, go ahead. You finish. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. So pretty much it's just one of those things where talent has learned that you can't just wait 4 weeks to commit to a booking. Now you got to book way ahead of time to get into RPW.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's a place they want to be. That's awesome.
It is. It is. And you were talking about booking out until May. I saw a post about a specific show in May, Rich.
Yes. There's 2 shows. There's Friday, May 29th is the Women's Cup. There will be 8 women, single elimination tournament to determine the Women's Cup champion winner. That winner will get to face the RPW Women's Champion the following night in Wapaka. So we're doing a double shot in Wapaka.
Oh, cool.
I saw that you branded it Envision. Is it going to be Envision Night 1 and Night 2, or are they going to be 2 different names?
The second night's probably going to be Homecoming 4.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Because it's technically Wapaka is my home area.
Yeah, and
the night 4 Homecoming, I can tell you the main event will be a casket match. That one I can tell you.
Oh, damn.
I actually know one of the participants in it. The other one I'm still waiting on.
Okay.
All I will say
I can't wait for that announcement. All right.
Your teaser, if you want to start looking up stuff, this person went viral probably 7 months ago.
Okay.
Their last name was Taker. I'll go with that.
Ah. Okay, now. I am ready for this. That dude, we were talking before we started recording off air about those 2 shows next May and how John and I are already thinking about going out there from what we've heard. Unreal, man.
Absolutely.
And that's after our trip this September, because we're already going out there this September.
Yeah, spoiler alert, everybody. We're down. We're heading out.
Yeah, John said it earlier. We're going to Wisconsin. Oh man, I'm looking
very forward to you guys.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to meeting you too, Rich. Absolutely. Well, I am. I know. I think Bob's the world traveler. So.
Oh man, but I was gonna say earlier, so we're talking about Homecoming, and I was talking about the signs for Destiny and stuff like that. So now that Homecoming has happened, what effect did that have on Destiny? The card, belts that are on the line, anything like that?
Okay, so the matches we announced are all the same. It's just a matter of scenario. So if Casey would have retained, she would have faced Jordan Booth for the title. Unfortunately, Casey didn't retain. So Stacy Shadows will now be defending her RPW Women's Championship against Story Denelli
I'm looking forward
for
to that.
her RPW Destiny 5.
Nice.
And then, unfortunately, Brick McCarthy did not retain. So Brick McCarthy will be facing Nick Colucci, and the winner of that will become a new #1 contender down the road.
Aha.
Silas Young will be defending his RPW heavyweight title against Mr. Anderson from WWE TV.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
It's gonna be awesome.
That'll be also on that card will be Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade. She will be facing Maggie Lee and Lily Louise in a triple threat match.
Oh.
We're gonna have a good time, John. We're gonna have a good time.
I feel like I'm in a fever dream here.
Buff Bagwell will be there doing a meet and greet.
Oh my goodness.
The card is absolutely stacked. Royal Flavor will be challenging Gen Z for the tag team titles. Isaiah Moore will be defending his RPW Cruiserweight Championship against JDX. Trying to think of some other matches.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
How many have I mentioned? Like 7 of them?
I'm trying to pull it up right now and see what else. Did you mention the JDX match?
Yep. Rampage Santana will be facing ZK47 from Iowa.
Okay.
Beverly.
Then Ethan Matthews will be facing Ethan Everhart.
Right. Okay, that's it. Yep.
And then I think that's all of them. I think that's all 10, right?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to look through it now on your.
So
Crazy.
like we literally when we booked it, we had 9 matches originally, and I added 1, but like we didn't have Cora Jade or Elena Black on the show originally, and once we did, we kept the price the same. So you can literally see that card for $10 for general admission ticket.
Jeez, guys.
Holy.
Guys,
Yeah,
we preview shows
you can't
every
get a better
week.
deal than that.
Yeah, we preview shows every week on here. Every week we preview 10 or 12 shows. Dude, this is blowing them all away, guys. $10. Did you hear what he said? $10. That's awesome, man.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic.
Like, I mean,
That's Rich. Rich is the hero of the every fan. That's what he is right now.
like going to Monday Night Raw, you're looking at probably $150. That's probably your cheapest ticket.
Yeah, we've done it. Bob and I have done that a few times. We know.
I was just at WWE TV. I did SmackDown a few weeks ago, and it was the worst experience. The whole from beginning to end was just an awful experience. So, what
was the card? I probably watched it. What was the main event?
This was right before WrestleMania. This was the night that Tiffany Stratton or this is the night that Charlotte picked Tiffany Stratton. So I guess it was early March. I guess it's been more than a few weeks now. It's been a couple months, but yeah, it was the night that Charlotte came out and chose Tiffany Stratton, and Trish Stratus was there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like 3 hours. The show was 3 hours, and it was nothing but commercial breaks and ads and stuff. Like it was just a terrible experience. And the next night I went to the NXT pay-per-view and had pretty much the same amount of matches in 3 hours, 6, as I got the night before on SmackDown. 6 matches, 6 TV matches. I was furious.
And that's the thing, like, that's the problem right now is that everything, ever since WWE moved to Netflix, a lot of their stuff isn't matches. It's a lot of talking or commercial breaks.
Yes, very much so.
Agreed.
Like, I watched Raw for the first time yesterday since the debut episode. I'm just like, there is so much commercials. It's insane.
It really is. It's terrible, and and the product is not as good. That's the other thing that's really, I don't know, man. Like there was this big deal when Triple H took over the product, and it was good for a while, and then this build up to WrestleMania was terrible. I didn't think the build up was very good, and then the booking afterwards has not been great either, in my opinion.
I would agree. Like a lot of people were furious yesterday with Gunther beating Jey Uso, and I'm like, me personally, I think a lot of that has to do with Rikishi, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
wait.
It's just felt very stale lately. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of going through the motions, and I'm waiting for something to spark. You know what I mean? It hasn't yet. Not in a while.
I'm curious, Rich. When you said it has to do with Rikishi, do you mean them putting it on him or taking it off him?
Taking it off of him.
Interesting.
Rikishi is notorious for talking on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and WWE will never admit to reading stuff. They read stuff.
Admitting to what?
To reading stuff.
Oh, right.
To reading the posts and stuff.
Right.
Gotcha.
So Rikishi talks a lot on Twitter and stuff, and it's like they don't want somebody in the inside doing that.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I get that.
It would be like somebody working for me doing the same thing. It'd be the same equivalent.
Did either one of you guys catch Money in the Bank?
Yeah, I watched. Yeah, I watched it. How about you, Bob?
I mean, I watched it. You know, me and Lauren watch the shows together. And this time they're here. Lauren and Anastasia are here now, so we watched it in the living room, which was nice. But it was. I felt like the men's match was a little too overbooked, and then for no reason.
Agreed.
Why did we have to have Jacob Fatu get involved in the match on Solo's behalf to counter Seth's guys who already got involved, and then have Jacob turn on him? Like, there's like 3 steps in that story that happened in one match. It felt like too much.
Right. You'd have been better served to let him, to come out, stand at the top of the stage, and just let the beat down by, Seth's guys, and that's your statement right there.
Yep.
Like you said, I didn't need the the beat down Seth's guys, and then hold the ladder and pull the ladder and move the ladder. Yeah, it's like you said, it's just kind of clunky storytelling. Like you said, a lot of moving parts when you could simplify it and really streamline it. So
yeah, and
I'm with you.
My thing was, it was like, when they announced this field, it was like, why are 4 of these people even in this match? And so then I said to myself, why are 4 of these people in this match? Andrade, El Grande, Luchador, like, why are they here? Solo, why are they all here? And then you realize it's all show for Seth. And if it was all a show for Seth,
right,
then why not just let Seth's guys come out, beat everybody down, leave them in a pile, and Seth climbs the ladder? Like, let's just all be mad about that, because we're all going to be mad about it. But let's be mad about that instead of 10 other things. My opinion.
Right. No, I'm with you, dude. That could have been I don't know what I'm trying to figure out how I want to say what I'm trying to say. It could have been really cool, and I know you're filling time. You need the matches, but how cool would it have been if it happened kind of like what you're saying? Everybody comes out, that's there, bell rings, and Bronson and Braun come out and just lay waste. And, you've got a 3 to 5 minute, when have we ever had that? I mean, you talk about a memory, man, you remember when Seth, his clique, they knocked everybody up and just left them there, and Seth went right up. There's a lot of ways it could have just gone down so much better. It's a better story to set everything up going forward. It just seemed like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I agree. I thought I think there were a lot of missed opportunities, but a lot of just clunkiness. And that's how I also feel about this Becky Lynch Lyra Valkyria thing. Now, Rich, I think you said you didn't see the match, but that Becky won the Intercontinental title from Lyra. And my question to you, Rich, is, did this do any good for Lyra Valkyria? Like, the reign, getting the shine off of Becky?
My personal opinion, it did nothing. Because, like I said, I don't watch Raw enough to know how much she defends it. But like ever since that title was created, it just kind of seems like, oh great, there's a new champion, and then I didn't even hear about it until Becky Lynch even came back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now that Becky Lynch is back, like more Becky Lynch. Like that's how I feel, at least. I don't know.
It's very one of those things that's drawn out that there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like from a booking standpoint, I would go, okay, if Seth is the Money in the Bank winner, why would Gunther go over? Would be the thing I would look at.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now,
because
go ahead.
You're trying to establish Seth as a dominant heel. Unless you're going to turn him face, it makes no sense.
Now, I did see someone
and that
post...
character makes no sense to be face at this point. So
right.
I'm with you, Rich.
Yeah, no, but I did see someone post something that said that they thought that Seth Rollins would walk out of Night of Champions with the WWE Championship in his hands, and this is how it was laid out to me, and I think it was the Sportster. Honestly, it's not like pundits, but like the way it was laid out caught me this morning, and that is John Cena, CM Punk. Nobody necessarily wants John Cena or CM Punk to lose to John Cena. This gets Punk out of losing the match. You might be able to set up a rematch later that's not for the belt and let them have a second match while also letting Seth carry the belt and go to SmackDown and do his thing with his group. And I don't think it's a bad guess. I mean, it probably won't happen, but it's not a bad guess.
No,
it's definitely it's possible. It's one of those things where how much are we putting stock in their draft? Because back in the day, it was like one person. Now you're putting factions in drafts.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Do we have a date announced for the draft?
No.
I think they moved
Dude,
it.
I thought I could have swore that during the women's match they were talking about Julia being newly drafted.
They did say that, but they didn't announce like when the actual draft was.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking right now.
So it's not announced, but the picks are already out there. They're already telling you people are picked. I mean, what sense does that make? Where's the surprise and the fun in it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking right now, and nobody sees. Yeah, no, I'm looking here right now. I see nobody. Everybody's the last things that are online are from May saying that it was likely going to take place in Tampa, over Memorial Day weekend. So unless it did and they didn't tell us, which seems to make no sense.
Who knows, man?
There was nothing like, because usually they do like a live version of the draft.
Right.
They do a match and go, your next pick is in.
I was going to say, don't they do it like half of it on Raw, half of it on SmackDown, kind of, night one, night two deal? And
yeah.
Yep.
So who knows? Like I said, right now the storytelling in WWE is so disjointed. It just just turn over to AEW and just watch for the matches, because at least there I'm enjoying the matches a little more, I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
If I'm not going to get a story, I want a good match. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Give me the work rate.
What was I going to say? I know. Did any of you guys watch Worlds Collide?
Yep, watch that one. Got that one in too, as a matter of fact.
Or Rich, did you happen to see? You have to have seen Mr. Iguana by now.
Yes, I've seen him. I didn't see the show, but I saw him.
Yeah,
talking about
I saw that. I mean, the guy's captivating, man. Just fantastic. He
reminds me a lot of Santino when he came home.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, I don't want to say cartoonish, but very animated.
Animated, yep.
But I mean, he's also an iguana, so I guess he is cartoonish.
Yeah, I like the gimmick, man. Give me something. Give me something I haven't seen. It's unique. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little, for AAA, I get it, but for WWE, I was a little surprised that they let him, keep the name of his little pet iguana. You know, you know, I speak just enough Spanish to understand, you know, some of what's going on. And last I checked, that was slang for something that I'm surprised WWE let fly on the air.
Yeah, I caught that too. But yeah, maybe they did. I don't know, man. That was something, man. But the whole presentation was fantastic. I think they did a really good job with the people that they selected for the show. Psycho Clown is another one that a lot of people, if they don't know who Psycho Clown is, that mask with that tongue is enough to just draw your attention in.
Dude, and I've seen a lot of his matches. You know, he's like Rey Mysterio. You know, it's like all the luchadors, man. He's got a lot of versions of the mask. That one that he broke out, I haven't seen before with the rhinestones and, you know, with the AAA logo on one side, the WWE logo on the other side. Dude, that thing popped hard. I mean, it got me good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked great. I thought they did a really good job. And the main event with Hijo Del Vikingo and Chad Gable was just off the charts good.
Dude, Chad Gable that match was a great highlight match for him and what he is and can be. Dude, he's a little bit smaller packaged version of Kurt Angle. I mean, he's got it, man. He really does. He just blew me away in that match. Vikingo, awesome. Don't get me wrong, but man, Gable just seemed like he was on a whole nother level, man.
That guy is crazy. Rich, I had I don't know, John and I think it was it Brox, I think, who said this to us one time, or when we were doing the interview with him. It may not have been Brock, I don't know who it was, but said to us, if you ask 10 wrestlers who the best wrestler is in the game today, and 9 of them don't say Chad Gable, they're wrong. You agree with that, Rich?
He's the best technical by far, yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
And he is. He's on another level right now. His whole the shtick, the El Grande Americano, it's all coming to a head for him. Why he's not in the world title picture still, I don't understand. I mean, I understand the height thing, but wasn't that a Vince thing?
Kind of, yeah. Vince does not like Vince when he ran it didn't like anybody that was short.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they did the whole Shorty G thing.
Right.
Oh God, that was horrible.
And he made the best of that too.
Like it was.
Yeah, I mean, people loved him. He got it over.
Dude, it's like it's almost like when people say he could wrestle a broomstick. Like Chad Gable could make a gimmick out of a broomstick. Like
yes.
He is he's fantastic, man. I just think the world of him. What else did I see? Oh, did anybody see Against All Odds or catch what happened at TNA Against All Odds over I guess on Friday?
That one I didn't catch. I caught a little, some of the highlights of oh shoot, help me out here, Bob. I gotta look at my papers here now that I'm sitting. The Linspiration return.
Oh right.
Dude, I know, what are we going by now? Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay. Whatever we want to call them. Dude, I love them to death. It's nice to see a feud and dude, if they're gonna feud, going after
the Elegance ladies, Ash and Maggie and Heather.
Ash and Maggie and Heather. Yeah, dude, that's fire. I'm in.
Where are you on the Inspiration, the former Iconics, Rich?
I have not seen their TNA gimmick, but they were really good in WWE.
Yeah. I heard they signed to like some sort of short-term deal. Like it may just be a run here they're going to do with the Elegance. It may just be a quick feud and out, but I don't.
What I was kind of hearing was that they weren't real happy with the last I guess management group that was in when they kind of left, and with this new management group that's at TNA right now, they're kind of doing the short term just to kind of see. Apparently, it's open ended that if they're happy at the end, both sides are happy. They're gonna, they can possibly sign for longer. Hey man, if it works, great. If not, listen, those ladies can go anywhere they want to go and draw. So I'm just here to see them, man. I'm happy to see them back.
Now, my opinion on them, and I don't think this is a hot take. If you pay close attention to it, it's mostly because of booking that I say this. But the Iconics are the best women's tag team in the history of WWE. Name me a better one. And again, like I say that because most of it's booking, right? Most of it's booking because you ended up with Raquel Rodriguez teaming with Natalya, winning the belts or some shit. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is as far as like you're saying, women's tag team. They are, when we're talking tag team wrestling now, is
I think I lost John. Still there, Rich?
Yep, I'm still here. Yeah, his froze for some reason.
Yeah, he did.
They came up,
he's back.
They came up as a.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So they are a tag team. That's what they're known for. That's what they came up as. So yeah, they are, probably one of the best tag teams. They're what I would call tag team specialists, right? I mean, do you agree?
Yep. Right. And again, like I said, the list isn't that long. There's not that many people there are not that many women's tag teams. Like there are no women's killer bees. There are no, and that's just been a function of how things have been over time. So I guess the pool is short, but it doesn't make it any less significant.
Right.
I mean, they made a statement as a tag team, and that's something that doesn't happen a lot in women's wrestling, certainly not in WWE.
Exactly. They are a team that's known for being a team, at FTR, I mean, what do we know them as? I mean, individually, the guys are great, but they're known for being together. They're known for the tag team. So, I mean, most of these ladies can flat out go. We've seen that. I mean, WWE tried to split them for a little while. Peyton Royce kind of had her little run, but they are just better as a tag team. They function cohesively. It's just a better.
Better what, John? He's frozen.
Because I would say your other tag team that would start out with would be also the Bella Twins.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's a really good one too. Absolutely. I agree with you. There's John. We got John back. But yeah, no, it's true. I mean, and so it's good to see them back. And again, I am happy to see Maggie Lee and Heather Reckless in TNA in the first place, and now they've got a bite on a storyline with some pretty big names. So, wishing them all the best in that too. Did anybody see
how good?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, how good does Dana Brooke look in TNA right now?
She's looking great.
Awesome.
Better than she ever looked in WWE.
And again, we're right back to booking. You know what I mean? She's always had that talent. She's always been great. Now she's getting a chance to show it. Hopefully TNA, can do right by her and Heather and Maggie, and kind of keep this ball rolling. I'm enjoying it, man, for sure.
Yeah. Another person that I wouldn't mind seeing. There's been a lot of funneling of these folks from WWE who are getting released or they leave and then they're ending up in TNA. You saw Elijah this past weekend taking on Trick Williams for the TNA World Title, which is so weird that Trick Williams won their belt. But another person that I wouldn't mind seeing make that transition, who's also recently left the company, is Shotzi Blackheart, and there's been a bunch of posts today. Like Rich and I, we went through the Cora Jade release and the Priscilla Kelly, Gigi Dolan Priscilla Kelly release, And we watched as
Right.
Rich announced his, and then everybody else announced theirs. Well, now Shotzi Blackheart is starting to get her announcements as she's starting to make her way into the Indies. And I saw that she's going to debut on the Indies against Nina Samuels, who was in NXT UK. And then later, just the same day, I guess it was yesterday, when I was looking through the news for the week, I also saw that Shotzi's been announced for another match, John. She's going to be at Hooligan Championship Wrestling, taking on their women's champion, Erica Demia.
Oh, that's a name we know, is it not?
Yeah, it is. There'll be a lot of green hair in that match.
I do have another one for you. You know, you're talking about Shotzi debuting, kind of back onto the Indies. You know, we've got something else we want to talk about a little further into the show here. On our notes here, we've got to talk about Matt Tremont. Miss Shotzi, I think, already kind of popped back up on the Indies, did she not?
Yeah, well, yeah. The death match thing. Yeah.
So I mean, we got to count it, bro. We got to count it.
She said she would come back if it was for Tremont. Right? Is that what she said? Oh, no, she said she would come back for Gage. Man. She said she would come back for Nick Gage. That's what it was. Man. How familiar are you, Rich, with Shotzi? I mean, how much did you get to take a look at her? And you ever try to book her?
I have never tried to book her. I know she worked for Shimmer before she got signed by WWE.
Right.
I think she's from like Indiana, Illinois-ish. I could be wrong. But we've never reached out to her, but the door is always open. Like a lot of times it's just based on who's reaching out to us and is there connections elsewhere. Because a lot of them now have the same agent.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Hold on, I wanted to see. I was just because this says she's from California, but that may have been where she was born. I know she wrestled out there. Yeah, she wrestled at PWG and places like that, didn't she, John?
Shotzi? I know what? Yeah, I believe so. I know Shimmer and Shine. She was with Evolve.
Yep.
So, I'm not 100% sure where else, though, to be honest with you.
Man, I'm trying to look now. I'm looking back at some of this stuff. There's a lot of Illinois stuff, like Rich was saying. IWA Mid-South, Shimmer, Rise, Nova. I don't know. I don't want to go back too far and waste too much time with dead air here on the show. There's a lot of IWA Mid-South, so she's not afraid to get very violent. A lot of Shine. There's Revolver, Hood Slam. There's more death matches. I love that stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to get too deep into it. I thought she was, but I see a lot of Shimmer on here, like Rich was saying, for sure. And then a lot of deathmatch stuff. So I want to go back and see some of these death matches she did before. I guess I wasn't that familiar with it in the first place.
Yeah. From what I understand, she was in a hell of a one on Saturday. So.
Yeah. Right. And so as we're talking about it, Matt Tremont wins GCW's Tournament of Survival X. Man, dude.
Yes, he does.
That guy is just.
Oh, we love Matt Tremont. Oh.
Ever since H2O closed, he's everywhere, man. He's just killing it.
Dude, for a guy that, I'm telling you, he's having quite the revival, man. I'm loving it.
He really is. He really is. And then we saw the other thing. I know you were going to talk about this, but ICW No Holds Barred counters with this Tournament of Survival. And then they announced for ICW No Holds Barred 80, we're going to get Reed Bentley versus the Bev in a dry ice death match.
So, I got to go back and look. So, when I started looking it up, because I've never seen that. So apparently Reed Bentley he had a dry ice death match before against the late Marcus Crane back in 2016. I'm going to have to go back and see if I can find this match because my brain cannot wrap around what the heck you're going to do with a dry ice death match. And everything that I can think of is painful. So
Hey, Rich,
I gotta
you
have
ever,
something in mind.
Rich, you gonna book a dry ice death
that?
match anytime soon?
Somewhere between now and never. We're
Right,
the closer than
right.
ever.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm with John though. Like, I have to go back and at least see it.
Yeah, I want to have a frame of reference. I really do.
Yeah, no. I got see, Rich. I got John all hooked on the death matches. We did a death match watch along, and now he's got a taste for blood. So it's just
Oh, Rich, it was the best watch along ever.
and the
For
worst
Bob
show
and I.
ever.
Worst podcast. Do not listen to it unless you love painful podcasts, and it's not painful in a good way.
Yeah. If you actually watch along and you want to hear us basically just mark out for 3 hours, like that's cool. If you enjoy that kind of thing. But it was just Rich. It was just a succession of, oh my God, what are they doing? What? Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh wait, what are they doing? Oh my God. Like 3 hours worth.
And for me, like
man.
I've been to a couple of them, and it's not my thing. But like, there's a lot of people that love them. So
Yeah. And that's it, man. It's
Yeah,
it's like different tastes for different folks. You know what I mean? And that's all great. That's what we love about wrestling. John and I talk about it every week, that there is a flavor now for everyone.
Yep.
And, you know, I mean, there's even Kiki X-rated flavors for people. You know what I mean? When it comes to wrestling, people are doing custom matches that involve all sorts of. I mean, there is something for everyone out there in wrestling, and I absolutely love it. I hope it never ends. I know it will, but I hope it never ends.
Like you said, I mean, look at you only got to look as far as Mr. RVD and what they're doing with the only wrestlers. I mean, like you said, there is something out there for everybody, and dude, it's great. I mean, okay, well, this may not be for me, but you know what? I guarantee there's something out there for you.
Yep.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Rich, have you seen much about this only wrestlers?
I know RVD's the owner of it.
Yep.
Who was on the show? I know Jordan Cross is on that show.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people on that show. The interesting thing about that, I mean, there were a couple. I think they've had 2 shows now. I think they did one in LA and one in and one in Chicago, right? Isn't that right, John? Wasn't Tully on one in Chicago?
Was it Chicago or was it Vegas?
I mean, it may have been
there
Vegas.
Was one in Chicago for sure.
Yeah, Chicago was May 29th, and then they did Hollywood was March 20th, as I'm looking here on Cage Match.
So so Tully must have been on Chicago.
Yeah, he was in the Battle Royal. But the interesting thing, Rich, that we were talking about a few weeks ago when we first, it's been more than a few weeks. I guess time is just passing me by here. But when we first heard about OnlyFans back in, I guess, February, when they announced the March show, is like, it's you sign up and you pay a subscription fee, just like OnlyFans, I guess you would say. But when you get your subscription or whatever, the fans vote on things. They vote on match if you're a member, you vote on match stipulations, you vote on wrestlers you want to see in the matches. There's like an element of I think one of us said when we were talking about it, one of us said it was a lot like Cyber, what was it? Not Cyber. What was the pay-per-view, the WWE pay-per-view people voted on? Cyber Monday? Cyber Tuesday?
Yeah, Cyber Monday.
Oh, I thought it was Taboo Tuesday.
Taboo Tuesday.
Yeah. That was actually Milwaukee the first one.
Okay, yeah, it's got an element of that to it, you know what I mean? But only the members vote. I thought it was kind of a cool twist, you know what I mean?
It's cool. It's hard to get on it from what I've been told. But like I said, Jordan Cross is on the Chicago show. I know they brought in Tessa for that show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else is on there for sure, but I know for those ones were definitely on there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cage matches, the results or whatever. I see Kerry Morton was on that show. Cocaine was on that show. I don't know if that has anything to do with something we talked about earlier.
It's not like Yeska, okay?
Facade, Luke Hawks, the Brothers of Funstruction, Ruffo and Yabo the Clown, Joe Alonzo, Samurai Del Sol, Tessa Blanchard, and Moose. Those are some of your bigger names that were on that show. and Brian Cage was on the first one, and with
Okay.
Chris Masters. I guess Brian
Okay.
Cage is. Did I see Brian Cage is down with an injury? Did he have surgery or something?
I didn't see that.
Maybe I was looking at something before. Yeah, he did. 8 hours ago. Let's see. Brian Cage has another knee surgery, excessive knee pain. He's been dealing with it for years. He says he's 4 days post knee replacement and 8 weeks post quad tendon repair. Good God, dude.
Man.
So I don't know how long those two together are going to put him out, but that's two pretty nasty ones back to back there.
Well, you don't know how. Yeah, you don't know how long it puts them out. You don't know what that puts them coming back. You know what I mean?
Right.
What that'll do with his mobility and shoo-wee. Well,
right.
Speedy recovery, brother. Man.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll kind of go into the last topic that I had sort of on the notes, as we're talking about people being down and us wishing them well. Rich, I don't know if you saw. I'm kind of springing this on you because we changed the show around a little bit. But Jeff Cannonball was recently diagnosed with ALS. Rich, have you ever had any interactions with Jeff Cannonball?
I have not. Where's he from?
I think he's over here on I think he's a Jersey guy. Let me confirm that though.
Okay.
Yeah, Highland Park, New Jersey. So he's from that upper area where a lot of those promotions are. And he's wrestled around. But anyway, he's a younger guy who's still wrestling. I want to say he's in his late 30s or where is his? He's been wrestling for 16 years. I don't see his birthday, but if he's been wrestling 16 years, he's got to be on the cusp of 40. Either way, way too early to be stuck with a diagnosis like ALS, and I just absolutely feel for him and his family.
Yeah, he was born in '87, Bob. So yeah, he's 36, somewhere around there. So yeah, that's terrible.
It is. There's a GoFundMe. I did post a link. I did post the GoFundMe link in our Indie Wrestling Experience link tree for anybody if that's easy for you. But a quick Google search will pull it up too if anybody's interested in donating. I did see two things. Interspecies Wrestling announced almost immediately that they were going to have something called Cannon Brawl, which will be strictly a benefit for Jeff's family. And then Joey Janela announced, I saw he posted today. Where's that damn post? It was him. Oh, why don't I have it up here? It's another show for him, for Jeff Cannonball. But this one is, why didn't I make a note of, I'm trying to find this tweet. I'll cut this out.
How long ago was this announced? Have you has it?
This morning was when I saw Joey Janela's tweet. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, he's going to do something in the next month. I thought it said something else. Oh, yeah. It just says he's going to do something for him in the next month. It's going to be a big benefit, and they want to dump a large sum of money on him is all I see. I thought there was more to that tweet. But that's really cool. A lot of people have a lot to say about Joey Janela. We've had things on here to say about Joey Janela. But, he's at the forefront. And wrestling is and should be a big community. And these folks, should come together like family when things like this happen. And it's good to see when the wrestling community does that, right, Rich?
100%. We've done several things for wrestlers that have worked for us in the past where we'll do ticket sales and stuff like that to help them out or whatever the case may be. So we've definitely done something very similar.
Yeah, good.
That's awesome.
Because, wrestling at its core, man, wrestling at its core is nothing without the community wherever you're based, right?
100%. Like, you want to have your home state at least support you. We've been fortunate enough to have people all over the Midwest come, and obviously you've come a couple times, and we sincerely appreciate that. It's a matter of just getting your name out there, and that's what I tell a lot of other promotions. I'm trying to develop a thing on my own personal page where I'm like, You give me your stuff by Monday, I'll plug your show on my own personal account for the Midwest stuff. Because like I want to see the indie experience of going to shows be as high as it can be. Because most families can't afford to go to WWE, AEW shows. So if they can afford to go to an indie show and see these people before they make it, why not?
Right.
Exactly.
And it's just shit. There was just a tweet today. I saw somebody, as I was looking, I don't know how old the tweet was, but somebody had posted a review on of Rev Pro. So we're talking about in England here,
Okay.
and they were saying,
Yep.
you know, WWE's ticket prices have gotten so high. My kid really wanted to go, but I can't afford it. So we decided to take in this local show. We had never heard of this Rev Pro before, but my son is
Yep.
addicted. It cost us like 10 pounds or 10 euros or something. And my son is addicted now. He follows every wrestler on there on Instagram, every wrestler, and he's got a new favorite at Rev Pro. One show. That's how fast it happens.
Now is that Paige's company, Paige's parents' company, or no?
I don't know. Let me see.
Because that name definitely sounds familiar. Rev Pro sounds very familiar.
Rev Pro is Andy Quinlan is the founder. Yeah, and owner.
Okay, it might be a different one,
but yeah, I mean, it's let's see right here. Wrestlers who have worked for Rev Pro, according to Wikipedia, I'm looking at, includes Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Kevin Owens, Apollo Crews, Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Kalisto, Sami Zayn. I mean, geez, oh flip, guys. I mean, and that's the point Rich is making before about his show. Like, not only we already know what Cora Jade was, we know that entity, we know that quantity, and now she's coming back, and you're going to get to see her, and you know who she is. But there are a bunch of people whose names you have never heard of. You might live down the street from where Rich is throwing his next event, and have never heard of these names, and go to this place, pay $10, and be amazed by these people. And then one day you may see them in WWE and be like, yeah, I met that guy. I had I talked to that guy for 20 minutes after a show, and he needed a ride back to his hotel, so I gave him a ride back to his hotel or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's all these little experiences there where you get to meet and talk to these people in a very relaxed setting, and just pick their brain about wrestling or find out what they, anything. And every wrestler that I've had on this podcast is thrilled to have fans come up and talk to them at shows. Am I wrong with that, Rich? Most of them do, right?
100%. Like, a lot of our wrestlers thrive on that. Like, they love the open communication with the fans and just the experience of being up and close and personal and just talking. Like, our fan forum thing that we're doing with Jordan and Casey, we thought of it because of WWE, but like, we're trying to do it in a different direction than WWE did. We're trying to do it as an actual experience instead of a media scrum.
Right. And that's actually what I was about to say, was like, is how much that conversation that I was just talking about, how much would that conversation cost you once they got to WWE for that meet and greet? $250? $499?
Oh, at least. I mean, you're talking 4-minute thing for like getting the WWE credit card. You can talk to a wrestler, I think, once a month for like $125 for 4 minutes. It's like, unless you're literally reading off what you're going to say, what are you going to even do with that?
Right.
Listen, I wouldn't pay $125 a month to talk to my own mother.
Hey, is she listening? Shelly? I didn't say that. He said it.
Listen, Shelly better learn to read some letters. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, listen. Now listen,
today, boys.
Listen, as afraid of my dad as you are, John. Listen, Shelly beat my ass, so I still have trauma from that when I was 4. Rich, John's mom used to babysit me. So, oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, but he's right though, man. Like, I mean, I'm kind of a good example of what we're just talking about in the sense that like I don't do well in one-on-one settings with people I don't know. Like
Right.
if I walked up and had 4 minutes live with Jey Uso, right? At a WWE meet and greet for $499, I would spend the first 3 minutes trying to figure out what to say. Like I just don't do well in those situations. So I don't do meet and greets in the first place because they just
Right.
even if I'm not timed to 4 minutes, I would still feel like the people behind me were rushing to get going, and I would get even more nervous. So I would just, that's another thing that attracts me to the indie shows because there's none of that pressure there. The only thing that's timed is if you're talking to them during intermission, they might have to go in 10 minutes, but that's it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, though, like pretty much the one going back to that whole thing, like Heather Reckless worked for us probably 9 or 10 shows, and she was one of the most wholesome, humble people you'll ever meet to come up to her fans and just thank them and all that stuff. Like, we brought her in last November after she got signed by TNA, and she was heel at our show, but like we did a thing for Chris Bay to give him some money for he just got injured like a couple days before, so we raised some money for his stuff, and like I sent it with her to send to him. So and I found out like he's doing decent and stuff like that. So
That's good.
it's a long road to recovery, but
yeah. We just hope he gets back up on his feet and, and maybe he doesn't ever wrestle again. We don't know, but we're just happy that Chris is doing well for sure.
yeah,
Exactly.
So, well,
but yeah, like I said, the experience for indie stuff is you can't put a price tag on it because like you never know when these people are gonna get signed. Because there's no way of knowing what AEW, WWE, TNA is looking for.
right.
They don't put like a blueprint of this is what criteria we're looking for.
Yeah. And I'm going to put a button on it this way, Rich. So what you're saying is that indie wrestling experience is priceless? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
The indie wrestling experience is amazing?
Yes.
Trying to throw in a plug there for us. That's all I'm doing.
Hey man, I'll take it.
Yep. Yep. Now I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut the video so it sounds like Rich is doing an endorsement for us for free.
You'll get your free endorsement at the meet and greet.
Now
there you go.
He's right. Touche, my friend. I'm shut down at that point because he's right. I can't. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, listen, Rich. Hey, it's always great to have you back on. Every time you come on, we love having you on here to just talk whatever. But we were really impressed with what we saw coming out of Homecoming, and now that John is on board for September, man, we cannot wait to get out there.
I'm looking very forward to it. A real funny story, real quick. The steel cage match. I went in the ring to tell the crowd about like our seats remaining, and nobody told me that they bungeed the ropes.
Oh.
So the top rope and the second rope were bungeed together.
Oh.
So I'm trying to crawl through the bottom of the rope, and in the process, we'll just say I hit myself.
Oh no!
It was yeah. Then I sort of yeah. So I was like, it would be really nice if somebody would have told me that the top and second rope were bungeed.
Wrestling related injuries come in all kinds.
Oh yeah,
I tell you.
My voice is a little hoarse going into the announcement. I'm like, hang on a second.
Oh man, jeez, man, that's too funny. Oh God. Well, listen, Rich, I know you got to get out of here, man. And I guess we'll talk to you soon. We'll have you back on here real soon, and I want to know how the meet and greet goes. That's this weekend, right?
That is this weekend. We will be at Cricket Wireless in Green Bay on Mason Street. Come meet Silas Young and Brick McCarthy from 11 to 1 o'clock for Brick and 12 to 1 for Silas.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, get out there. You could
so cool.
win tickets to Raw in Milwaukee. When is the Raw?
Raw's in Green Bay on
Green
Monday.
Bay. Oh, okay. All right, perfect. So go out
Yep.
on Saturday, meet Brick, meet Silas, maybe get tickets to Raw on Monday. How could you lose? Guys, Rich?
And it sounds like a winner.
Yep. Always good to have you on, Rich, and we will talk to you very soon.
Sounds great. Thanks again.
Thanks. See ya.
All right, Rich. Great time, man, as always.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Oh, goodness. All right, I'm going to let John get in the house here real quick before we go too much further, and then we will see what we got for the rest of the show here, guys. Yep. Always good to have Rich Buchholtz on the show. I say it every time, but man, I tell you what, that guy's making a lot of moves out there. A lot of stuff going on at RPW. Holy shit.
Man, he's pulling he's pulling right up there close to promoter of the year, if you ask me, and we got to get some voting going.
And he would be Booker of the Year.
Dude.
He'd be Booker of the Year,
right?
too, if he had followed through on Gen Z, losing those tag belts. God damn.
Oh, come on, man. What sour grapes, bro.
No, man. No, seriously, he's got a lot of cool shit going on, man. It's nuts. Like,
yes, he does.
It's like I've known Rich for 3 years, and it's like all of a sudden in the last 6 months, he's gotten this burst of like inspiration or something, you know? And
I don't know, man. He's doing such cool stuff right now. I mean, and some of the names and these cards he's putting together are just bangers, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know that we had a conversation with him offline before we started, and while John was still in the car, and we had he gave us some insight as to what he's expecting that women's tournament to look like as far as talent. Can't say anything yet because I don't think he's got anything locked down. But if he does what he says he's going to do, good Lord, you guys will need to check out that tournament next May. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Let's see. Before we get Sampson on here, I'm still waiting to hear from him. Let me go ahead and go through these and new champions of the week from the past week. I got a couple names that we already know, a few new ones, starting with the vacant Federated Wrestling Alliance. Now, John, Federated Wrestling Alliance, I don't know if you've seen them around recently. They just started running shows up in Havre de Grace.
No, I haven't.
At that State Theater or whatever. I don't know if you know.
Okay.
I'm
not real familiar now.
Yeah, CCW runs out of there too.
Okay.
But yeah, this FWA, they're new, and a lot of the local guys that we know go up there and run for them. Like I think I've seen Ryo, and I think I've seen JB Anderson, and I don't know who else.
Okay.
I'd have to pull it up and see. But there's a lot of guys. Now I'm just gonna pull it up because I'm interested. And it's driving me crazy that I can't just name these people off the top of my head, which pisses me off. Federated Wrestling Alliance. Let's see. Oh, Jared Diaz. Who is this? Yeah, there's Ryo. Keo Vandu. Miami Mike.
We love Miami Mike.
Yeah, man. Yep. The Rep, Tag Champ, Ruthless Lala. A lot of folks from around the way. Danny Limelight has been there. Sammy Chaos, Kaya McKenna.
Shoot. Okay.
So yeah, I think we should get up and see a show at some point. It's just not matched up. They've been running on Sundays. How are Sundays for you to see a show?
And I can make a Sunday work.
All right, I'll keep an eye out. Well, they just crowned their very first heavyweight champion, or at least maybe it was vacant. Maybe it was just vacant. But Jarrett Diaz is your new Federated Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion. He defeated Griffin McCoy this past Sunday. At WWN Live, the Emerald Empire won the tag titles from LJ Cleary and Rich Swann. And at the same show, Scotty Sosa won the Proving Ground women's title in a match against La Brava Escobar for the vacant title. Let's see. At Flophouse Wrestling, Nick Moss and Rory Shield won the tag titles in a match against Gold Standard. Those belts were vacant. Got a lot of vacant titles this week.
It looks that way.
Yeah. Eric Dillinger at Flophouse won the Mac of Graps title in a match against Apollo Star. That title was vacant.
I love the name. I love it.
At House of Glory, Charles Mason became your new House of Glory champion, defeating Santana. That was quite a run by Santana as HOG champion. Mason's got a lot to live up to.
He absolutely does, and there's some. I think there's a lot of big stuff coming on the horizon for Mike Santana, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. What makes me mad is that my daughter and I are going to be at All In Texas, and House of Glory's running a show on Friday night, so I got us seats, assuming we would see Mike Santana defend the heavyweight title. And now I got to see Charles Mason defend the damn thing.
Hey, man. Hey, it might, you don't know, man. That might work out in a good fortune.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I know one thing. Zilla is from Texas, and Zilla has that secondary belt for HOG. So I know Zilla going to be there.
Yep.
That's an easy trip for him. What else do we got? We got at Royalty Wrestling, Castle Rolfenstein won the Holy Grail title in a tournament. He defeated Jeff Matthews in the finals. At We Love Wrestling, deathmatch legend Neil Diamond Cutter won the Pure Heart title from Bobby V. At All Class Independent Wrestling, the Pillars, who we just saw in that death match. Actually, well, I guess we saw one of them get injured, didn't we? In that tag match, that tag main event.
Yeah, he was busted up, man.
Like glass in his eye or something? Is that what that was?
I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was. I know he was wrapped up. He had the eye covered up. It didn't look like they were going to let him back out, but I don't think they really could have stopped him if they wanted to. So,
yeah, I thought it was a work.
As soon as that match ended, dude, he was right back to the back. So and then we got the news about the injury. So yeah, it was a legit injury for sure. But he powered through it, man.
He did, man. Well, he and Malcolm Monroe III are back together. They're the new all-class independent wrestling tag champions. They defeated TFG. And on that same show, Dylan Derringer became the new all-class independent wrestling heavyweight champion, defeating Nick Zero with an X. Let's see. At Monster Pro Wrestling, Levi Knight won the provincial title from Pro Pain. Could not be a more King of the Hill inspired name there.
Man, we who was it that when we saw Propane? We watched and reviewed something not too long ago. It was for the Battle Royal.
Oh, right. Yes, that's right.
Propane was in that.
That's right.
There was a propane, and there was a cocaine, and and a shoehorn, and there was a little bit of everybody. But I think we were both pretty impressed with the names of the wrestlers in there. So sorry, off on a tangent, I know, but we loved Propane. So.
No, I love that shit, man. I love that. I love the tangents. Otherwise, it's just me reading a list. Let's see. At LPW, Amira Sahar won the women's title from Diamond Virago. At Big Time Wrestling, Vert Vixen added another belt to her collection, defeating Sandra Moon for their women's title. I threw this in there, even though I don't know if it's still indies or not, but I'm sure you saw this week, John. Jackson Drake is your inaugural Evolve champion.
I did. I was a little surprised.
Yeah,
my money was on Keanu. I was pulling on, personally pulling for Keanu Carver, but Jackson Drake looked good, man.
Yeah, I just assumed it was going to be Sean Legacy since he's getting all the TV time.
See, we're all over the place.
That's right.
Neither one of us is right as usual.
And the crazy thing is, I've seen Idris Enofe on NXT, and I'm super impressed with him too. They're all great.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed Evolve. They seem like they're kind of letting these guys go. Like I said, man, it was a great match, and Jackson Drake looked good, man. So more power to him. Good. It's a good inaugural heavyweight. So we'll see how long a run he gets.
Yeah, hopefully not long. I mean, I'm hoping these guys are just cycling champions in and out, and then running them through, like NXT used to, man. Man, these guys are here for 6. They hold a belt for 2, and then they're gone.
Yep.
What else do we got? New South Wrestling. Now, I was a little confused by this, John. This wasn't in my cage match scouring or my hashtag finding. I saw this post that said Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, the director of operations or the general manager or something, just announced that Stan Sierra was the new South champion. I didn't see anything else other than that. I saw people angry about it, but I guess he's a heel. But I have no idea other than congratulations, Stan.
On him, man. Stan the man.
He pulled a Triple H with Eric Bischoff.
Hey, just slap it on him, man.
Yeah, come on out, man. Give you a belt. I mean, a championship.
Dude, you almost got it there.
I know. And next week we got Dr. Lawrence Zirconium coming back on, so I got to make sure.
Tighten up, son.
I know. I better make sure to remember my events. At Peak Sports Entertainment's event last weekend, Nathan Fox won the Dragonplex Dojo title, which I love that title, from Joe Macho. Battle Zone, the Riots won the tag titles from Lost Cause. Lion Pride Sports, Axe Manson became their new heavyweight champion, defeating Terrell Tempo. Hussey Steel is your new Primo's Premier Pro Wrestling Women's Champion, having won a Battle Royal for what I think was a vacant title. John, I don't know if you saw this in the notes or caught it, because I know these spreadsheets get weird. Pony Johnson is your new NAWA Carolinas Heavyweight Champion, defeating George South. How old is George South now?
I think he went to high school with my grandfather.
Yeah, 62. I believe he's 62 years old. That's so awesome. I love it so much. It's him.
Boy.
Him, and the other one is Mike Jackson, is always around too.
Hey, man, more power to him, because, at 49, almost 50, I got mornings I can hardly get out of bed, and I didn't do anything but go to sleep. So,
right. Sleeping is hard work on my body.
These guys are out here taking bumps at that age. It is. I'll tell you what, man, it's impressive.
Hell yeah, it's impressive. It really is. And holding titles.
Right.
I mean, I think it was last week, we had Ricky Morton won the Boca Raton title, right? I mean,
yes, he did.
These guys are out here winning titles. It's awesome.
Yep, absolutely.
And I don't know how we feel about this. I'm curious how John feels about it. At WDWA's all-women's show last weekend, Broken Barriers, the one we previewed when we looked at their Frontline TV episode, Tiffany Grady already has unseated Amara Void as your WDWA Women's Champion. I thought that match was supposed to have Valerie Verman, but it looks like she might not have made it, and they subbed in Liberty L. But either way, Tiffany Grady walks away with the gold. Amara Void's reign is cut short. What do you think about it, John?
We're gonna, I'm calling collusion. Amara Void, I'm saying she got robbed. Come on, man. Come on, we talking about practice. Come on, man. We're talking about a match here. We talking about a match. What world does Tiffany Grady beat Amara Void? Come on.
Hey, these are John's words, Tiffany, not mine. I personally have respect.
In all seriousness,
I think that you would kick my ass if.
In all seriousness, absolutely. Congratulations to you. No disrespect meant, but we do have a little unapologetic love for Amara Void. So,
yeah, man, big fans of hers. I'm sure Tiffany.
That means big.
I'm sure Tiffany's a fan of hers as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm just hoping that this is a that means Amara's got some opportunities elsewhere for some bigger things, and listen, we're behind her. We're for all this stuff. So congratulations, Tiffany Grady. Let's see what you can do.
Yep, absolutely.
I think you got one Valerie Verman coming at some point, so you better. She's
serious business. Yeah, she's serious business, and she missed a couple of shows. Like I think I saw another show she was subbed out at. And I'm wondering if she's injured. I didn't see anything. I mean, a lot of times when these indie guys get injured, you don't know unless you happen to follow them on Twitter or something.
Pop up, but yeah, I've seen her. I've seen, like you said, where she's pulled out a couple. So hopefully everything's okay, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing Tiffany Grady is almost certain to make it into the overall top 15 women next month on the Indie Wrestling Experience rankings. And I wanted to let you know that I've been doing these rankings since September, and the one name that I keep getting mentioned. So the rankings that I do, my top 15 overalls every month, they only are from the pool is only the people that are in the promotions that I rank. So if you're not in those promotions, I don't really know. You're not in the pool. Like, so you could have a championship at, Mexico Championship Wrestling. You're not in my pool. But every month when I add new promotions, new people get added to the pool. Well, the one person, because nobody reads that disclaimer, they don't know. And
Right.
the one person that I keep getting yelled at about online and is Sammy Chaos. How on earth can you have women's rankings and Sammy Chaos is not in there? Have you seen Sammy Chaos and the destruction that y'all need to put some respect on her name. That is a literal quote from one of the comments. Y'all need to put respect on her name. That's how much these people love Sammy Chaos. Well, listen, everybody. She's in. I finally added Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling just yesterday. Sammy Chaos is their champion, two-time champion. So Sammy will be in the rankings next month, and believe me, John, I'm not going to surprise you when I say she's going to be very high in those rankings.
All right, yeah, we don't want that smoke, so
no.
Yeah, we are more than happy. Just drop us a message, man. Let us know. We're happy to throw anybody in there.
That's right. Oh man! Oh shit! Hey, you got some love,
especially when it's somebody as good as Sammy Chaos, man. I've done a little digging on her, dude. The lady's no joke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we saw her. I mean, we saw her destroy.
Yes, we did.
We saw her win a test of strength against 3 women at one time.
Yeah. Sammy Chaos is a force, man. So yeah, I'm excited. You and I are all in on her. I know we were super, super impressed when we saw her. So man, welcome to the rankings. We are so sorry it took so long.
Yeah, no question.
Please, Sammy, don't hurt us.
100%. 100%, man. Look, she's so good at being the monster heel. I mean, she's just like if this was 1986, they would feed her to Hulk Hogan. She's that kind of monster heel. She's great. Absolutely great. Well, anyway, listen, congratulations to all of our and new champions of the week. Even Tiffany Grady, John says, I guess. So, I see the face. I see he's making a face.
I'm not making any faces, Bob. This is radio, son.
Oh,
it's
my.
A podcast.
That's it. No, but I got video evidence right here. It's recording, brother. Like, yeah, you're on. Let's see here. Oh, I know. Okay, so before we get Sampson on, hopefully we'll get him in here in time. We watched a YouTube show this week. We had some technical issues with the first one we were going to watch, so we ended up going with our backup, and I was happy that we did. It was a fun show, pretty quick show. This is AIWF Mid-Atlantic, Season 33, Episode 501. I think AIWF is Allied Independent Wrestling Federations. And the interesting thing about this show was that we got 2 matches from 2 different promotions, all under the AIWF banner. And before I get into any of this other stuff, when we've been talking about this Evil Empire conversation with the WWE taking over the indies, when companies like NWA do it, or even further down into the independent scene, independent promotion alliances like AIWF come along to put a bunch of names under their banner and get them credibility. This is what's good about professional wrestling, right? As long as it's not WWE infiltrating and taking over and branding everything themselves, this is what these guys should do, right? Band together, in the South especially, and combine forces and resources and, market together and things like that. I mean, I think it's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it definitely has the old little bit of the territory kind of feel to it. When NWA would kind of send the champ in and do some work, and they would send some guys here, send some guys there. I kind of like how it seems like it's a more cooperative partnership than what WWE seems to be doing. Where kind of WWE comes in and it's like, hey, we're the biggest thing on the planet, so we're going to do things the way we say. There's not a lot of these smaller promotions that may be inter-promoted with that can kind of have the wherewithal to be able to say, thank you very much, but that's not really what we're going to do. We're going to go in a different direction. These smaller promotions like that, they're just not in a position to be able to kind of turn down that offer. It's, hey, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse kind of deal, right?
Yep.
I do like these smaller promotions, like you said, the sum of our parts kind of deal being bigger than the individual pieces. We can do more with what we have and help all of us out. So I like it, man. I like you and I have always said we like the old territory style of seeing guys pop up. It keeps them from being stale, keeps fresh narratives going, new rivalries, old rivalries rekindled. I mean, it's all good stuff, man.
I agree. I like this idea. It did the only I won't say it's not a bad thing. It's the only tiny thing is that during this episode I had to quickly do some research to figure out who was what and where they were coming from. But once I figured that out, I enjoyed the episode. It wasn't so much of an episode that was tied together like some of these others. Like I said, it was more like you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of what was that shit when they in the 80s when they put that group together to battle WWE? Was it Pro Wrestling USA? Was that like AWA and NWA and those guys, Memphis? It reminded me of that. It was like one of those shows, or like a Joe Pedicino show. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those old shows where it's like, here's a spot from NWA, here's a spot from WWF, here's a match from AWA. Let's take a look around the country and see what's going on. That's kind of the feel like I got from this.
Let's kind of get a little, let's get a little sprinkling of a little appetizer plate, a little sampler platter.
Yeah.
What this is what NWA is about. This is what AWA is about. This is, so yeah, I'm down for it, man. Like we were talking with Rich, the last time he was on, and kind of, talking about there being a flavor out there for everybody. You may not know what's out there. You may not even know what you like until you try it, and then you're like, huh, you know what, this might be for me.
Right.
I kind of like this strong style that this promotion's putting on. I might, you and I, hey man, I found out I like death matches. Who knew? Bob knew. I didn't know. Here I am. It really is, a way to get a little bit of everything all in one spot, and that's good, I think, for especially newer wrestling fans that are kind of getting into it, that may be looking for something new, maybe looking for what their niche is going to be. It's a great way to figure that out.
Yeah, and to kind of drive home that point, we had two matches. The first match being the Kid America versus PD Hogg match, and the second match being the Mid-Atlantic TV title match between John Harrison and Kaydin Pierre. And then the first segment was a promo, and they're all three from different shows. So I got a taste of AIWF at first, and then I got the second match with Kid America was from Iconic Championship Wrestling, ICW.
Yep, ICW. Yep.
And then the Harrison match I think was from OMG Wrestling. So
okay.
I'd never heard of Iconic Championship Wrestling or OMG Wrestling before, and I cover a lot of territory. We cover a lot. We got a long list, John. So even you and I are getting introduced to things we haven't seen before, and it kind of brings your point home, right? Like now they're all together under one banner. We just saw these three promotions we never would have seen.
Exactly.
Yeah. I will say this first opening segment, it was a little confusing in that I didn't know who the people were, and I was kind of trying to gather together, and it's hard, right? Like, so during a match, commentary is gonna fill you in on who they are, give us some backstory and things like that. But when they come out and do a promo at first, if you don't know them and how they're all connected, you've got to piece it together quickly. And that's kind of what I felt like I was doing in that segment. Did you?
Yeah, same thing. I thought it might have been a little better to start out with a match, kind of roll into the the spot. But the promo was good. But like you said, I had to pause it. I had to do a little bit of looking around to figure out what was going on. But like I said, I mean, again, we're in a great age where we can do that real quick. It's a matter of sitting there watching. I got it on the TV. I pull it up on the phone. Oh, okay. But yeah, it was good, man. It's these guys, they're funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That SCB Seth Clayton Burns.
I like their stuff.
Yeah. That guy on the mic is awesome.
But again, it was good.
Yeah. So I'm gathering that like these guys, Matrix and Tenny, I guess they were the tag champs, and I guess Seth Clayton Burns and whoever else was in the ring with him got involved in a tag match and took the belts off of him, but it didn't seem like they were happy partners. Is kind of what I got.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was a little disjointed, but I think it was only disjointed from my perspective, not knowing.
Right.
So, it's something that, if I could catch up on it and see it, and it's going to click, and then we're off to the races. You know what I mean?
100%. The one thing that I did not have any issues understanding, appreciating, or downright just howling at was the very next segment before the match involving the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, eating a King's hot dog and completely changing into a different person. That shit popped the hell out of me, man. I was crying laughing.
Dude, I mean, I couldn't even tell you the last time I saw Jimmy Valiant. So I popped hard for him, man.
Me too, man. I don't know who that guy was he turned into, but that shit was fantastic. I didn't even realize it was a commercial till halfway through. The other commercials for the comic book store, I got those, but King's hot dog snuck up on me. So all right, so let's talk about these two
matches. The angle.
I was right, exactly. Some of these two matches, we got Kid America versus PD Hogg. Kid America being one half of the ICW Tag Champs, and PD Hogg being the Tri-Cities Champion. The first note that I made was that I love Kid America's energy, and I love watching the smart, savvy champion continuing to powder every time he's in trouble. That's what heel champions do. I thought that kind of set the stage for the match pretty well. What else?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm with you. Kid, like you said, he was hyped, man. The crowd was into him. He was kind of, man, he's pretty quick, man. He's got a lot of upside, dude. Like I can see him moving on to a bigger promotion,
100%,
somewhat soon, I think. Hogg, dude, what's not to love? I mean,
yeah, oh yeah. And he's got, what's her name, Pixie Curtis on the outside, just choking everybody behind the ref's back.
Yes.
I mean, listen.
Listen, it's classic heel, man.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's classic heel champion with heel manager. It was, he ran the playbook exactly right. And in the end, Kid America makes a mistake coming off the top rope. PD reverses that and then hits a spine buster, puts him away. An old school Arn Anderson spine buster. Nothing wrong with that.
And it was a nice looking spine buster too.
Yes, it was. It was. I did make a note that before that, Kid hit sort of like a modified buckshot lariat, which I thought looked really good. And
go
ahead.
Yeah, it was, like you said, modified. I don't know if it was modified or couldn't tell if it was, I couldn't quite figure it out how he got into it.
Right.
But yeah, once the lariat hit, I mean, that lariat hit.
Yeah, it did. It looked real good. The other thing I liked was Kid America earlier in the match hitting an uppercut on PD Hogg, and then Hogg doesn't go down, so he like pushes him over like timber on a tree. That shit popped me too. And Hogg's ass went over, boom, like. Oh man, no, I like that match. I enjoyed that match a lot. It was a great way to start the show. I'm impressed with Kid America. I can't find him on Instagram, but I would like to follow him. So if anybody can tell me where to find Kid America on social, please let me know. The The second match that we had, the other match, I guess you could say, for this episode was at that, like I said, OMG Wrestling show. This would be the AIWF Mid-Atlantic TV title. Kaydin Pierre, the challenger, against no comparison Joe Harrison, which I loved that name as well. And I made a note. I wanted to say this right away because Harrison is all business. From the opening bell, Harrison is all business. And I made this comparison in my head. I don't know if you saw it in the notes or not, but the only thing that kept popping into my head,
and it is freaking perfect.
Above average Mike Sanders, man. Does he not remind you?
Sanders.
I mean,
dying days of WCW. Absolutely.
He was one of the bright spots of that time.
Yes, he was. It was a guy that I don't, was like, well, we might have to do a little side episode here on, well, what happened to Mike Sanders after that?
Right.
I mean, I know he popped up here and there, but he never quite got back to that. But dude, he was awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. And with no real gimmick other than being above average.
Yeah, you called that one perfectly. Harrison, as soon as I read that, I was like, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, you encapsulated it perfect, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Joe Harrison. Is it Joe or John Harrison? Joe one place and John another. I got to make sure I get it right.
Yeah, I have to go back and look. I don't remember. Now you got me confused.
I know. Hold on. Let me make sure. I want to get this absolutely correct because yeah, here it is. This says Joe. It's Joe Harrison. Yes, Joe Harrison.
Okay.
All right. I put John mistakenly in the notes. It's Joe Harrison. No comparison. Joe Harrison, which, by the way, I love that rhyme. Like, that's
right.
I wasn't expecting
man.
it.
That's what it's all about.
But listen, hey, and not to take anything away from Kaydin Pierre, I did have some notes on Kaydin Pierre too. I like the gimmick. I like the look very much. And it sounded like Kaydin had just turned heel. Is that the impression that you got, like, just recently?
I couldn't. He's either just recently or he is in the middle of the heel turn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm with you on that. We're either newly heel or getting ready to be heel.
Yeah. And Kaydin is at
least that's what I came through.
Yeah, me too. And I think we're in the same spot on that. And I was impressed with Kaydin physically. The moveset was really good. Colorful attire. Like, the whole presentation is there. The only note that I made, and this may go along with that heel turn, maybe he's in the middle of a heel turn and this is more coming. But if you saw in the notes, what I made was I would like to see, now that he's a heel, I would like to see him, my personal preference would be that he switched from light to dark. Like, be really bubbly. There was somebody on LFG that they gave that too. Was that the tall girl, the Russian girl?
Yeah, that they wanted. Bubba wanted to see her. What was her name? Shoot, Zeta. No, not Zeta. We're thinking the same one.
Yeah,
it'll come to me.
And it was basically like, come out and be bubbly and nice and whatever, and then all of a sudden switch flips and you're just this nasty, just violent machine. Yes. And I don't know if I made the note, if I actually put this in the notes, but like something like what I'm thinking is like flipping back and forth between Hugger Bailey and Demon Nikki Cross.
That's who it was.
Cena Sterling, right?
Yes.
Like I want to see him get vicious.
Perfect example of that for me. Yes. Nikki Cross, not that she wasn't a little unhinged all the time, but when the bell rang and she went, crazy, especially when she was with Sanity. Dude, I was so in on her. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. And I think that, and the reason I say that is because I think Kaydin Pierre's got something. Like, do you agree? Like, I think.
Oh, absolutely, dude. He's captivating. When he watching him, you're watching him. Your eyes are on him. You're watching everything he's doing. His facials are
great,
notch, dude.
Absolutely fantastic.
So he's definitely dude. If he's not there, he's right there to take this next step. So if somebody, if our listeners can, if anybody wants to check him out, I'm telling you, you're going to be seeing him soon, whether you want to or not.
No
he's
question.
Going to be everywhere soon.
100%. And I liked there was a spot where he pulled down the straps like he was doing a strip tease,
Yes.
right? But then he
Yes.
follows it with a stink face, which it was just like the perfect back to back. I love that shit. I thought it was so. It's like it's humiliating. Like here he is, sort of stripping down and taking down his straps, and then he just stink faces your ass in the corner, man. It's like
Yep. I'm with
absolutely
you.
just
It was
love that.
awesome.
And then I guess at the end, Kaydin misses on the back. He's trying to do a back handspring elbow, which looked really good until he missed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Harrison
Yep.
counters, hits that modified GTS with the spinning. And I really like the
Dude,
GTS with the spin.
If somebody's done it before, I haven't seen it. At least not done that well. Dude, he's got something with that because that thing was just mean looking.
Agreed. I like it. The spinning GTS or the airplane GTS. I'm here for
Yes.
that. I thought it looked great.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I thought this was a pretty good episode. Like I said, it wasn't because it's a different setup. We got 3 different matches or 3 different segments from 3 different places, but I liked how it was tied together. I understood the matches, and I was impressed with all 4 of the people in both of these matches. I thought they did a great job.
Oh, dude, the talent was amazing. So I'm with you. And like you said, we kind of got to see from 3 spots that we weren't aware of, haven't seen before, which always kind of adds something to it, at least for me. You know, I like seeing the new stuff.
Right.
I like seeing new names we haven't seen. I like now I can go and I've got guys I want to look into. It was extremely enjoyable, man.
Yeah, I agree. I recommend you go check it out. Of course, that's the point of this segment. So of course I'm going to recommend it. But I do. I mean, again, like we go through it all the time. But I like finding these new shows. I like seeing different people's perspectives on wrestling. I like seeing different companies and the way that they present. And I think they did a really good job here. And obviously they're on episode, what the fuck is it, like 501 or some shit?
Yeah.
Season 33, episode 501. So these guys have figured something out.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of, it's like, man, why haven't we seen this before? Where have we been? We've been sleeping. So yeah, I like it, man. They're on our radar now. So we'll be definitely checking them out again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to do things a little bit off here because we're waiting on something. And so I'm going to go right into our weekend preview, John, and then
cool.
we'll come back and see what else is going on.
Sure.
Let's see. I don't no, not yet. Okay. So this weekend coming up. Oh, actually, by the time you guys are listening to this, it'll be tonight. Thursday, June 12th is a big day in wrestling. Normally, I don't have any shows to announce on a Thursday. This time, I got 3. Starting,
it's crazy.
Yeah, starting with Chaotic Wrestling having Owlmania 5 at Night Shift Brewing in Everett, Massachusetts. Swipe Right, who you guys have seen on Evolve, I believe, right?
Yep.
Taking on challenging Danny Miles and JT Dunn for the tag titles. And also Calvin Dumont is going to defend the Panoptic title against Vegan Keegan. Love that name.
It's awesome.
And another guy that people are giving me I'm getting a lot of feedback on those rankings, like I was talking about with Sammy Chaos. I'm getting feedback on Mortar too. I really need to take a good look at Mortar, who is the Chaotic champion. He'll be defending his title against Seabass Finn, who I really like, although I don't know if Seabass has much of a chance against Mortar.
I'm going with Seabass just on name alone.
Hell yeah, man.
Seabass Finn.
Seabass is the man.
That's an anime character right there. That's what that is.
Oh,
that's awesome.
No, you got to stop calling things anime, John. You get us in trouble when you call things anime. We get Oh man, let's see. So also Thursday night Appalachian Championship Wrestling is having Schools Out Cross Lines at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm down for that. In Cross Lanes, West Virginia. You familiar with Cross Lanes?
I am not.
Let's see. Now I gotta know where. Let's see. Cross Lanes, West Virginia.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking it up.
Let's see which one we get to first. Looks like it's off of 64. Out towards. Where the hell is this? The border? Oh, at Charleston and Tees Valley, St. Albans. Where is that? That's out towards this. towards the west side of the
It's
state.
out past Charleston. That's a little bit further than I would know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was way south of that when I was down there. I was out towards the Ohio River. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, not real sure of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was looking to see where that is in relation to Spencer when I went out there, because some of this looks a little bit familiar. But anyway, I'm not going to have our podcast people bored like during the deathmatch episode listening to us just doing whatever we want to do. So let's see what else we got here. So Appalachian Championship Wrestling having the show at Buffalo Wild Wings and Cross Lanes. We're starting with Kanan Christopher defending the ACW title against Ron Mathis. And this I was so excited for. I've never seen this actually happen. I've seen Instagram clips of people claiming that that's what they're doing. But Micah is going to take on Bruce Gray in a gender reveal match for two fans who are going to be at the show who are having a baby. They're going to reveal the baby's gender. That's awesome.
All right, dude. I'm definitely an old man. You know, I get tired of watching all these gender reveal things and these videos. But, dude, if it was in a wrestling ring, I'd watch it all day long.
It'd be great, man.
This has got to be the new thing.
Yes.
This has got to be it.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's
awesome.
That's going to be fun, and it's going to be really cool for that family. They're going to be
that is going to be off the hook, man.
Yeah. I love that so much. Yeah, I love when I come across these interesting, match stips or whatever, because, a lot of them are the same, but you see something like this, or you see a dry ice death match, and you're like, what is up? Something new.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also on this ACW show, we got Cowpoke Paul and Corey defending the tag titles against Gorgeous Greg and a mystery partner. And then we've also got Point Break in another tag match against Gen Z and Zayden. At Second Wrestling, intergender promotion, kind of out in Palatine, Illinois. They're having a show called Breaking Rules at Dirty Nelly's. David Ali, your second champion, is going to defend against Smiley Kylie Ray. That one will be great.
That's going to be awesome. Any chance you get to see Kylie Ray, man, take it.
Oh yeah. And then also on that show, David Ali's wife, Heather Monroe, is going to take on Shazza McKenzie.
Dude, and we know how we feel about Shazza McKenzie here. So
love Shazza.
That's another great one. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like that the next match is Jordan versus Jordan Cruz. And then you've got Sean Logan against the former Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers, for the Maxwell Street Heritage title. Listen, as a kid of the 80s, any title that's got heritage in it, I'm here for it. I don't care.
Yes, sir.
Western States Heritage, bring it all on, man. Oh, shit, this Friday's Friday the 13th. I didn't even realize. Put this whole list together, and I just realized it now.
They don't call you Lightning for nothing. Lightning Bob.
That's it, folks. Yeah, I'm quick on the uptake for sure. Lucky Pro Wrestling. Yeah. Lucky Pro Wrestling is going to have Star Clash 10 at the Leo Minster Fitchburg Elks Lodge in Leo Minster, Massachusetts. Some big names on this show. Gabby Forza.
Yes.
Battling Alicia Edwards for the women's title.
Nice.
Coach Webb defending the LPW championship against Scotty Slade. If you blink, you might miss the name Gia Miller in this fatal four-way match. Gia Miller from Impact is going to get in the ring and battle Luscious Latasha, Nikki Valentine, and Nat Castle in a match for the Stardom title. The Hoods are going to defend the tag titles against Los Toxicos. Anthony Green is going to take on Colin Delaney, another name we haven't seen in a while. Yeah. Brian Bayside, another indie wrestling experience favorite. Brian Bayside going to take on Danny Doze. We know Brian's going to lose, but we know it's going to be very, very interesting and fun to watch.
Yes, it is.
And then also you got a Hard Knocks title match. Randy Shawn is going to defend in a triple threat against Will Strauss and the former Fandango, JDC, Johnny Dango Curtis. That's a pretty star-studded show.
Heck yeah, man.
Let's see. Close this out. Okay. Old Wrestling is having a show called Murder Mystery, which I didn't get too far into what that all means, but it looks like there's going to be a murder mystery element to the actual show. It's like a thread that's going to run through the show, because the poster said something about, who done it. and it had like a picture
Right.
of Cowpoke Paul and like, you know what I mean? Like it was neat. It was awesome. Like it could be a really cool concept. And someone who is very familiar with wrestling in unique concepts, Matt Cross, the old
Yes.
old wrestling champion, is going to he's going to defend that title against the fans' choice of the top 4 contenders. That would probably be good just on its own.
Dude, I absolutely love Matt Cross.
He's
Absolutely.
He's fantastic. And also on that show, you got Gianni Michael Enrico and Josh Bishop taking on the Shoeshine Boys. Elliot Quango versus Jolton Joe, and Alice Oil versus Leela Hall.
Nice.
That'll be a fun show.
Getting out there, man.
She is.
Absolutely.
Out in Washington, Defy Wrestling, they always put on a good show. They're having a show called Vortex at Washington Hall in Seattle. Sinner and Saint versus C4, 2 out of 3 falls for the tag titles. Nicole Matthews taking on Megan Bain. Artemis Spencer against Joey Janela. The Bollywood Boys against American Guns. Cedric Alexander against Starboy Charlie. And the match I'm here for, Marina Shafir defending the women's title against Vipress.
Dude.
That's
another one.
Stacked.
Look at that stacked card, man.
It's nuts, isn't it? Not as much going on Saturday. I wonder if it's because it's Father's Day weekend. People are loading up earlier in the week.
You know what? That's a good call, man. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I know one of these shows we're going to, but I mean, me and my kids are going to. But we'll start it out with IWA Deep South. They're having WrestleMania.
Not to be confused with WrestleMania.
That's
Don't
right.
Be confused, Bob.
That's right. We're going to talk all about that next week. Which, by the way, that WrestleMania, I have to go look because I didn't really look too deep. I should have. Dr. Zirconium's posted something today from the women's match, Notorious Mimi against Valerie Vermin. If that whole match is up, I want to watch that before he gets on next week because I guarantee you it's good.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and if it was half as good as that Dijak Goldie match.
Oh my God, that was so good. So good.
Oh man, but WrestleMania down in Sylacauga, Alabama at the J. Craig Smith Community Center. The reason I threw this in here is because there's a bunch of old retro names here. Starting with Tommy Dreamer taking on Jimmy Controversy. You've got the Toy Box of Death Rumble. You've got a fatal 4-way TLCD match beating tables, ladders, chairs, and doors. That's Jay Blade versus Yanni Janos versus Bobby V versus Kato. You've got Ricky Morton and Mr. Hughes teaming up to face Chick Donovan and Jay Impact.
Get out of here.
So looking forward to that. And here's our boy, Brian Woods is going to defend the world title against Lil Sicko. That's going to be that's going to be great. Necro Butcher.
Is just that.
Oh, dude, Lil Sicko is the shit, man. Oh, I was so impressed with him.
Yes.
Necro Butcher is going to take on Mickey Knuckles. Mickey is awesome. Necro Butcher, that's going to be sick. And then you got Action Jackson, who we were just talking about, teaming up with Johnny Swinger, John's favorite, to take on. Oh, and they're going to have Buff Bagwell in their corner, taking on Rome Senju and Hysteria.
Dude, that is awesome. Another card, man. I'm just that. Dude, can somebody invent some, Star Trek transporters, please? Because we got to get around, brother.
No doubt. Man. There's so many great shows. The one we're going to, me and the girls are going to go to on.
Look awesome.
Hell yeah, man. MCW Pro Wrestling, they always put on a great show. I don't think they had anything in May, so this is their return after the Spring Fever Tour. They've got Higher Ground taking place at the RJ Meyer Arena in Joppa. You got Miami Mike Walker, a huge favorite of ours, taking on Matt Riddle and WWE ID prospect Brad Baylor. You got you got Alec Odin defending the Rage TV title against Brandon Scott. That one is going to be underrated. That one's going to be good.
Oh, so good.
I saw this tag match. The Devil's Business is going to defend the tag titles. I saw Phil Stamper do a video, and they basically said, look, Ryan Zuko has no partner. His dad's out. Kaz Lee has no partner. Myron Malone's doing other things. Let's put them together and see if they can get the tag belts off of the Devil's Business. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. I don't think they can.
No, I don't either. No, I don't think they have a shot in hell. Have you seen AK Bane?
Yeah, a few times, and I get chills every time. So, good luck, fellas.
Did I mention to you that they put the WDWA belt on him last weekend or 2 weeks ago?
No.
Yeah, AK Bane's the champion out in West Virginia now, man. He's just demolishing people. It's so, dude. That guy's got a future. He's gonna be around for a while.
Yes.
One of our favorites, Amara Void, is going to defend the MCW women's title, this time against Tina San Antonio. I'm not too in the loop on Tina San Antonio. I've heard her name. Have you seen her?
I have not, but hey, listen, Amara's been known to make people. So
that's right.
Ms. San Antonio, welcome to the big time.
That's right. That's right. But the main event, dude. Ken Dixon, Joe Keys, steel cage for the MCW title. This is as old school MCW as it gets right here, boy. Let's get this on.
Oh,
I hope it goes
at RJ Meyer. Come on.
The roof is going to come off that place, especially if they put the belt on Dixon, which I don't think they're going to do.
Oh,
that would be wonderful. Good. Oh, it is so good. Looking forward to that. I think I told you my two daughters are here for the summer. One of them's 18, so she just stays as long as she wants. And so she's leaving after 2 weeks on Sunday. My other daughter stays through July. But we're going to stay up there in Baltimore. We're going to see the show in Joppa. Then we're going to park ourselves right by the airport and get up early in the morning and walk across the street to drop her off. So it'll be a good send-off.
Yeah. That's hey, dude, that's a card to leave by for sure. That'll leave a good taste in your mouth.
That's right. Let's see. Down in Arkansas, Mid-States Wrestling is having 23rd anniversary at the Harrison Fairgrounds in Harrison, Arkansas. Stephen E. is going to take on Space Cowboy Jason Jones in a street fight. Luke Langley is going to defend the MSW title against Michael Berry. Scott Hansen is going to defend the Southern title against Brandon Beretta. And Johnny Lightning is going to take on Tim Tockwell in a crowbar match. Let's get that on.
Ooh.
Let's see. Here we go. Another star-studded card. This time, Wrestling Revolver. My number 5 ranked men's wrestler champion right now, Myron Reed, the Wrestling Revolver champion, is going to team up with Killer Kelly in a mixed tag match against Steve Macklin and Deanna Purrazzo.
Oh my
dude!
Gosh.
That's the first match we're talking about here.
What are these promoters doing out there? These guys are awesome.
Where are they getting all this money to pay these people? Wow. Hey, it's a reason to go to Iowa.
No kidding.
Right? Again, that's Cage of Horrors. I don't think I said that at the Horizon Event Center in Clive, Iowa. You got Matthew Palmer taking on Rich Swann in a Cage of Horrors match. And you've got Priscilla Kelly back on the indies taking on Zachary Wentz. Like, dude, aren't they together?
That's what I thought. But hey, man, somebody left the toilet seat up, and Zach needs to get his ass kicked. So.
No, she was married to Darby Allin. She is with. Right, that's going to make this so much better. Yeah, she's with Zach Wentz, so they're together. So this match just got even better. It's just so cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
this is just a small domestic dispute.
That's exactly right. They get arrested for it if they go outside the arena, but inside,
that's right.
All
They're
good.
just going to take care of things. I like the way they work out their problems.
That's right. Oh man! Then you got Alpha Sig is going to take on the Macabre for the tag titles in a Frat House Rules match, which I have no idea what that is.
No, but I got ideas and none of them are good.
And then you've also got JJ Garrett taking on Dante Leone in Ladder Warfare.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Seriously. 2 shows on Father's Day. Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling is having the Father's Day Classic at the Pulaski Club in East Hampton, Massachusetts. The Union is going to defend the tag titles against the starting lineup. Brad Hollister is going to take on Jay Tunis. Livia is going to defend the women's title against Big Juicy in a match where the fans are going to pick the stipulation. And Sammy Diaz is going to defend the PvP title against RJ Rude.
All right.
And then this is a show with some folks that we know here. Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, our buddies down there, are having Summer Bash at the Lexington Ice Center in Lexington, Kentucky. You got Misery defending the Kentucky title against Kyle Maggard. Marty Clay and a partner of his choice are going to take on the Box Office Blondes for the New South Tag titles.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Yep. Lord Murphy Costigan is going to defend the Southeastern title against Michael Zodiac. The newly appointed New South champion we just got done talking about, Stan Sierra, after his hard-fought win over Vacant, is going to defend that title against James Storm. That's a hell of a first defense.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what. If he didn't fight to get it, he's going to dang sure fight to keep it, isn't he?
Yeah, go back and watch that damn AMW versus Triple X match we were just talking about 2 weeks ago. Get an idea how badass James Storm is.
Listen, if there's anybody out there that doesn't know James Storm, and listen, as big a name as he is, I don't know where you would be hiding. Get ready.
Yep. And then some other folks of ours, friends of the show, we're going to have a gauntlet match for the AMW tag titles featuring the Heat Seekers versus Country Gentlemen versus Bo James and Corey Sparks versus Jordan Carlisle with the fancy shawl and Eric Porter versus Grappling Inc., Brox Boulder and Titan Troy. You know they're going to win those belts.
Let's go, fellas. Heck yeah. No doubt in my mind.
Nobody stands a chance against Brox and Titan Troy. When they hit that monkey flip that monkey flip senton.
Yep, that's over.
Your shit's ruined.
Give them the 5 count. We know what's up.
Well, that's all I got for this week. There may be something added on here to the end of the episode. I'm not really sure exactly what. We were supposed to have Sampson on. I'm still working to get him on here, so I'm not sure if the finished product is going to have that or if that's going to have to wait till next week. But you guys will know that by the time you're listening to this. John, did you get a chance last week? I did put the Yo Mama a Wingman from the Steve Harvey show and Tully Bertorelli at the end of the episode. Did you hear that shit?
I did. And, I don't know how Tully doesn't have more acting awards. I'm really telling you. That was pure gold. I laughed. I cried. I felt all the emotions. Tully, I was putty in his hands.
Did you go find the video clip?
Yeah. It was great.
Was he not actively trying to avoid laughing the entire time he asked that question? Am I crazy?
Dude, he was trying not to break character, for sure. For sure.
That's what I sent him after the show. I went and watched it. I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, the fact that you're trying so hard not to laugh makes this entire segment gold. Yo, mama, a wingman. Great. Yo, mama, a wing. Are you married? You ain't ever getting married.
Hey, man, Steve let him know. And I just love they paid him with an Outback gift card.
That's right. Yeah, they did. He's the man. He's the man. Well, guys, that's all we got for this week. Next week, we got Dr. Lawrence Zirconium coming on. He's going to be promoting DAWG, Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators next event, which is going to take place on June 28th. He's going to tell us all about that. And then he's also introduced us to OVW Superstar and a man who's going to be on that June 28th event. Daggett Bundles is going to be on the show, and we are very much looking forward to him. I spoke with him and Dr. Zirconium a couple of days ago, and I'm very, very much looking forward to having these guys on over the next couple of weeks and learning more about what's coming up at Dog, because I think we've been really impressed with the stuff that we've seen.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be it for this week, guys. Tune in next week. Check us out on social. Indie Wrestling Experience on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Indie Wrestling XP on Blue Sky and Twitter. Also check out our Indie Wrestling Experience link tree. There is a link to the Jeff Cannonball GoFundMe. If it's easy for you to find it that way and help him out if you can, that would be wonderful.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure they appreciate everything that they can get their hands on. But the link tree also has, access to the Smug Mug with all the photos. There's tens of thousands of photos there. Anyway, go check it all out. We're everywhere, Indie Wrestling Experience, and we will be right back here next week. See you guys later.
All right, everybody. Thank you. See you.